Hello, crypto fans, and we have something for you today. Yes, we begin our news with a mass delisting of coins from Uphold, but only in Canada. And those coins are XDC, KAS, Doge, CSPR, HBAR, XLM, ADA, SHIB, INJ, and VET. Now, some people are like, what's the logic to those specific coins? Are they the non-ISO coins? That's not true. XDC, HBAR, and XLM are so-called ISO coins, so that's not part of it. They consider these assets tier 3 assets, but there's more. These are not all the assets that are actually being deleted from Uphold. All tier 4 assets are actually being deleted, and there's a huge list of tier 4 assets from Uphold. You will have to go to Uphold to get the true story. So you will no longer be able to deposit or buy these assets effective immediately, and you have until January 15th, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. UTC or 7:59 p.m. EDT to actually get these assets off of Uphold or lose them forever. So these are some pretty big cryptos on other exchanges. It might be Canadian regulations, but there might be only a couple of coins that you could actually trade in Canada. This might be due to Ontario regulations, which are more strict than other provinces. But there are other exchanges in Canada that you can actually buy these coins from. Now, there's many reasons why exchanges delist coins. One of the most popular is because these weren't getting enough volume on Uphold. Now, Uphold gets most volume from XRP, so they might just eventually become like a BTC, Ethereum, XRP type of exchange. I've never really viewed Uphold as an actual exchange. They're more of a brokerage system. And some people are wondering if Gary Gensler got his nose in Canada. No, he did not, because he is not a Canadian regulator. He is an American regulator, and he does not actually have any power in Canada. Some people are asking if it's just one province or everyone. From what I've heard from the chat, it is every province, but it is only in Canada. Does not apply to Uphold UK or anywhere else. And like I said, I'm not exactly sure what they consider tier 3 assets. They probably do it by trading volume, which means those assets weren't getting enough volume by trade anyways. That's probably one of the main reasons they are delisting them. It's not worth it for them to actually keep it there. So basically, like some people are saying, it's the same hostile tactics in US and Canada, but I have not seen any real rulings from any of the regulatory agencies, although I don't really keep up with Canadian news all that much. So basically, people are blaming Canada, blaming the regulators, but we don't really know why. It could just be an Uphold thing, because for other exchanges in Canada, I do not know that they are delisting a lot of assets. So we'll see what happens. It could be like a securities thing, but I actually haven't heard of anything of the sort. So hopefully, like something like this does not permeate until for all the exchanges. And Uphold actually refused to actually delist XRP once the SEC sued them. So it's weird that they would delist all these other coins, unless of course it's for the exchange's personal reasons of they're not driving enough volume to these coins. So that definitely could be the reason. Or, you could try to look more into it. I would wait for further news to come out. Like I said, Uphold to me isn't really an exchange. It's more of a brokerage system anyways. And the fees on Uphold are actually pretty big. And there are other exchanges in Canada that will actually allow these coins. So some people are saying it's bullish for the coins that are actually not listed. And some people are saying they're on Canada's hit list. But, no one truly knows. So we will see what happens with these coins. The other news I have for today is, of course, we got Ethereum's corruption. And of course, that Ethereum guy gave a testimony. And some people are calling it the biggest scandal ever. But realistically, I don't think this has really caused too many people money like the FTX case has. Yes, is it corruption? Of course. Did they have a secret deal with the SEC to make them a not security? Probably. Did they have a deal to make other coin securities? Probably not. But they probably knew that if they were declared non-securities, they would get a leg up on everyone else. And that's most likely what they were after anyways, because they just wanted a leg up to help them grow. But with all this dirt on Ethereum coming out, it's going to put the SEC in a tighter and tighter and tighter place. So basically, what we actually have right now is essentially Ethereum with all the junk with the SEC back in the last administration. Remember, all that corruption with the SEC and Ethereum actually happened under Jay Clayton. Doesn't really have much to do with Gary Gensler. Of course, Gensler just inherited it, but it does make life much harder for Gary Gensler, and we like things that make life hard for Gary Gensler right now. Now, I'm not really sure if this will have any effect on the price of Ethereum. I don't think so. And some people are wondering, why don't they sue Ethereum? And my question is, who's going to sue Ethereum exactly? If the SEC had a corrupt deal with Ethereum, they would not sue Ethereum because they're part of the corrupt deal, and them suing Ethereum would bring all that stuff out to light, which they definitely don't want, especially as they are fighting their current cases right now. Why don't other coins sue Ethereum? Well, they don't want to sue Ethereum because they might actually, if they prove that Ethereum is a security, then it will actually make it easier for the SEC to say their coin is a security. So it's kind of like you're in a catch-22. Like, other coins don't want Ethereum to actually be a security because it would make it easier for the SEC to argue that their coin is a security if they declared Ethereum a security. And the SEC doesn't want to sue Ethereum because they're in on the corrupt dealings. So Ethereum might actually just get a double free pass that way because no one really wants to touch them. Because if you touch them, you might be tanking your own project. And if you don't, and the SEC certainly doesn't want to touch them because they were in on it all along. And they're too much stuck with it now. Remember Jay Clayton, the guy that actually sued Ripple? And he actually went to work for an Ethereum-related company right after he got out of the SEC. So you can see, like, both him and Hinman had connections that way. So it is a very, very complex situation, and Ethereum might have just positioned itself in the middle where no party actually wants to go after Ethereum. And I don't know if any of the other, if another project wanted to go after Ethereum and risk their own project afterwards, which I don't think they do, I don't know if they really have the firepower to do anything at this point. So there's probably going to be more testimony, and it's probably going to make the SEC look worse and worse. I'm wondering why Gary Gensler just doesn't do a 360 and just say Ethereum is a security too, unless there's big banks like JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs behind his ears saying, hey, we want to actually use Ethereum, so you can't declare Ethereum a security. Let's, the two coins that basically are going to be not a security, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are also most likely the ones as well that is going to get an ETF soon. Them also being, of course, by far the two biggest assets and the ones with most demand and liquidity. So they're maybe priming the markets, and the Canadian delistings and everything else might just be priming the markets for coins like Bitcoin and like Ethereum. And they might be trying to get rid of other competition because they're getting more and more scared right now. Especially the big players that actually have a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum, because you have news like, the Solana DeFi traffic over the last couple of days has actually overtaken the Ethereum volume for the last 24 days. And those kind of reports, they're still intermittent, but they come through every once in a while. And the powers that be might actually be afraid because they might already be invested in Ethereum now. JP Morgan and the banks, as far as I've heard, they're basically using private versions of Ethereum, which doesn't have much to do with the main chain. But if they are invested deeply into the main chain of Ethereum, that might pose some threat to their investment. So they want to get rid of all the competition. And hopefully the rest of the crypto community can band together and basically demand that they actually let other competition through, because, a competitive market where the best technology wins is probably the best for everyone in the long run. And we want those projects anyways. Also, if they do this, other crypto companies will move to other jurisdictions and the United States will miss out. I don't really know if Ethereum has connections to Elizabeth Warren or not. I don't think so. I don't think she really deals with cryptocurrency, but they're probably just borrowing her bluster as well, because she's basically against all crypto. She's also against Bitcoin. So if they truly have a free pass from the SEC, a solid free pass, not a tenuous one, which some people think they do, they might be tagging onto Warren's coattails to get rid of all the competition. So the corruption there runs deep, and it's kind of we have rats in our own crypto house, and we need to kind of flush them out. because, a crypto economy where everyone is allowed to compete is probably going to be the best crypto economy there is. And I think like there are a lot of interested parties, some that want to destroy crypto altogether, like Elizabeth Warren, and others that want to destroy competition for Ethereum that are actually working together to maybe kill the altcoin industry. Like I said, don't really know what's going on with Canada. It's only for Uphold right now. And a lot of this legislation stuff is coming in the United States, but it's still quite a ways off. Hopefully it does not affect the next bull run. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.